Hello, and welcome to the Korean Studies Learning Podcast. Today we're going to talk about something many people are curious about, but often misunderstand: North Korea. My name is Sarah.
And I am David. Why are there two Koreas? How did North Korea come into existence? And what is the country actually like today?
Yes, and honestly, even though North Korea feels distant, the story behind it is actually very human and very surprising. So let's start at the beginning.
To understand North Korea, we have to go back to the end of the Joseon dynasty, right?
Yes, for centuries, Korea was one unified nation, but by the late 1800s, the kingdom had grown weak. In China, Korea's traditional protector was also weakening.
Which created an opportunity for powerful countries like Japan, Russia, and even the US to get involved.
Exactly. And in 1905, we get the Taft-Katsura Agreement. Basically, the US and Japan quietly agreed to respect each other's control. Japan would take Korea, and the US would take the Philippines.
And 5 years later, Japan took full control of Korea in 1910 and ruled it for 35 years. Life was very hard for Koreans during this time because Japan tried to erase the Korean language and culture. When Japan lost World War II in 1945, Korea was finally free. But instead of becoming one independent country again, something unexpected happened.
Right. The United States and the Soviet Union decided to divide Korea at the 38th parallel. This decision was made quickly, and Koreans had no say in it. The North became supported by the Soviet Union and the South by the United States. And this division set the stage for a future war.
Let's talk about the Korean War because it shaped both North and South Korea. The war started in 1950 when North Korea invaded the South. Soon it became an international conflict with the US supporting the South and China supporting the North. After 3 years of fighting, the border barely changed.
And here's something important. The war never officially ended. Both sides only signed an armistice, not a peace treaty. So technically, the two Koreas are still at war today. This long tension leads us naturally to our next topic: what North Korea looks like today.
Before we go on, here's today's question for you. North Korea uses a unique calendar system, but what is it based on? Is it A, the end of the Korean War, B, the birth of Kim Il-sung, or C, the founding of Pyongyang?
Think about it as you listen, and we'll give the answer at the end of the program. Now let's look at modern North Korea and how it functions. The country is led by the Kim family: Kim Il-sung, then Kim Jong-il, and now Kim Jong-un. This makes the political system feel almost like a family monarchy. Most major decisions support keeping this leadership in power.
Daily life also depends heavily on where people live. People in Pyongyang enjoy more benefits, while many people outside the capital live with shortages. This imbalance makes it hard for people to challenge the government. And this brings us to our next topic: North Korea's relationships with other countries.
North Korea might seem isolated, but it still interacts with the world. South Korea's relationship with the North changes depending on the president. Some leaders have tried to build peace and even held summits in 2000, 2007, and 2018. Others prefer a tougher stance.
The United States also plays a big role in North Korea's diplomacy. For example, Donald Trump chose to meet Kim Jong-un in Singapore and Vietnam rather than going to Pyongyang. These meetings were historic, but didn't solve the nuclear problem. Now, let's move to a related topic: incidents that have increased tension.
Over the years, several incidents have kept tensions high. Some include attacks in the 1960s to 1980s and more recent events like the sinking of the Cheonan ship in 2010. In 2020, North Korea even destroyed the Inter-Korean Liaison Office. These events affect how South Korea sees its security.
That's right. Ordinary South Koreans feel this tension too. Men must complete military service partly because of the threat from the North. North Korean media is banned, and even YouTube removes North Korean vlogs. So people don't get to see what normal life in the North looks like.
North Korea's story is complex, but knowing the history helps us understand today's situation. From colonization to war to diplomacy, each chapter shaped the country. Understanding these events helps reduce stereotypes, and it prepares us to think more carefully about the future.
Before we finish, it's time to answer today's question. Earlier, we asked, North Korea uses a special calendar. What is it based on? Was it A, the end of the Korean War, B, the birth of Kim Il-sung, or C, the founding of Pyongyang?
And the correct answer is B, the birth of Kim Il-sung. North Korea counts years starting from 1912, which they call Juche Year 1.
If you chose B, well done. And that brings us to the end of today's program.
We hope you enjoyed learning with us and now understand North Korea a little better. Thanks for listening, and see you next time. Goodbye.